Hello, third grade, and welcome to our math skill for today. We are on page 378 in our Envision book, Volume 1. Volume 1. We're going to continue looking at graphs in our activities today. Let's go ahead and begin. Pause the video if you need more time getting to this page. Angela wants Carly and Monique to have a total of 60 paper cranes. The bar graph shows how many paper cranes her friends already have. How many more paper cranes does Angela need to make for Carly and Monique have 60 paper cranes in all? The first thing I need to do is label. Alright. First thing, we need to label our bar graph. We have our heading here at the top. Let's underline the heading. We have our labels here on the sides. Point an arrow to the labels. And we have our scale. What is our scale for this bar graph? What are we counting by? Our scale is 5. We're counting by 5s for each line. Let's go ahead and label how many each one of these have. How many paper cranes they made. For Yana, she made counting by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20. For Elspeth, she made 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Carly made 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And Monique made 5, 10. Now we can break apart our question to help us answer the problem. So Carly and Monique, right here and right here, have a total of, Angela, Carly and Monique, Angela is not on the graph, had a total of 60 paper cranes. The bar graph shows how many paper cranes her friends already have. How many more paper cranes does Angela need to make Carly and Monique have 60 paper cranes in all? First, we have to figure out how much Carly and Monique made. So we can add 30 plus 10. 30 plus 10 is 40. So Carly and Monique made 40 paper cranes. To find out how many Angela needs to make, I need to find the difference. So I can subtract 60 minus 40, which will get me 20. Angela needs to make 20 paper cranes. Moving on to our guided practice. Look at the graph at page 378. Explain whether you would add, subtract, multiply, or divide to find how many more paper cranes Carly already has than Monique. So what would we have to do to find how many more paper cranes Carly already has than Monique? Would we have to add, subtract, multiply, or divide? Circle what you think you would have to do. Did you get subtract? You would have to subtract 30 minus 10 to see that she made 20 more. Remember, how many more means subtract. Our second question, how does a bar graph help you compare data? I want you to write your response in there. How would you use a bar graph to help you compare data? Remember, data is the information inside a graph. Each person in this is a piece of data or data. Moving on to number 3. Here's our graph. Underline your heading, Bicycle Club miles. Point arrows to our labels. And let's write out our scale. Our scale, we're counting by tens. How many more? Oh, I already know what that means. How many more means subtract. Miles did Hal and Victor ride than Rosita. So that means I'm going to have to add Hal and Victor and then find out how much Rosita had. So let's first label our bar graph. Victor had 10, 20. Rosita had 10, 20, 30. And what's half of 10? What would be right between 30 and 40? If I'm looking at a number line, here I have 30, right here I have 40. Right in the middle would be 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So halfway between 30 and 40, that would be 35. Gary had 10, 20, 30. Hal had 10, 20. First thing we need to do is add Hal and Victor. Victor had 20. And Hal had 20. 20 plus 20 is 40. Now we need to figure out how many more they had than Rosita. How many more means subtract. 40 minus 35. 40 minus 35 is just 5. If I count up 5 more, I'll get to 40. So they rode 5 more miles. All right, down at the bottom for 4, 5, and 6. Use the picture graph at the right. Let's first label what we have. We have our heading. I'll actually underline that. Our scale is down here. That's also called a key in our pictograph. And it tells us that 1 t-shirt really equals 10 t-shirts, and 5 t-shirts is a half of a t-shirt. I will help you label our pictograph, and then you will answer the questions here on the side. Let's look at blue first. A whole t-shirt counts as 10. So 10, 20, and half a t-shirt equals 5. 10, 20, 25. For red, 10, 20. And for green, it's just half of a t-shirt, so that is 5 t-shirts. And that's for Jazzy's. Now for Ultimate Tea. How many of them like blue? Well, 1 t-shirt equals 10. For red, 10, 20, plus 5 more is 25. And for green, 10, 20, 30. Go ahead and answer 4, 5, and 6. And then you can move on to the next activity.